Hey guys, StarCraft here, and well, first of all, it won the poll to talk about Batman and TMNT, of which case I've also seen the anime movie, and I'll save that for the very end. I got to digital download, and you guys also voted on I should do these all, release these in segments and all that, so I will do that as well. Each miniseries I will do separately, starting with the first one. In fact, I'll go in this order. The first one, the Adventures crossover, the second, and then I'll do a regular review of the third, the start of the third crossover. Why? Well, it's Batman's 80th and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 35th, so I figured someone should put a bit of an extensive look into all of this. So, yeah, Batman and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. First of all, just want to show off. Yep, I do have them all of them. And yep, you have the first six. Yeah, the first cover is falling apart. So what? I'm in it for the reading, not the collecting. The second mini, the first issue of the third, and the Adventures crossover. The main miniseries were all done by James Tynion the fourth, and artwork by Freddie E. Williams the second, fourth and second. But yeah, and well, funny enough, in between these crossovers, Freddy would actually be doing the He-Man Thundercat and Injustice vs. Master of the Universe crossovers as well. I've already done the He-Man vs. Master of the Universe as a review, and hopefully this weekend I may be getting to Injustice Master of the Universe in between these Turtle reviews, but till then, let's get started on the first miniseries, shall we? As well, we open up in the DC universe, and that's what they do like about this. The first miniseries is set mostly in the DC universe. The second one's mostly in the Turtles universe, and the third one, well, I'm not going to spoil that one. But yeah, it opens up with the Foot Clan are attacking a laboratory when all of a sudden the power goes out. Oh, sorry, not the Foot. Wait, is it the Foot Clan? Just a bunch of ninjas. We don't know for sure if they're the Foot Clan or not. But yeah, the four turtles come in, and yep, this also point out this is relatively the IDW turtles. I should make that very clear. And yeah, they basically are looking around. How they're able to see at night is anyone's guess. But the woman one of the scientists, the woman, is narrating everything towards them, and she just saw their inhuman eyes. As she's now explaining everything to Batman. How, yeah, basically, and the ninjas or whoever had stolen a generator. And, yeah, basically she feels like, I don't know what could happen in the wrong hands. And Batman says he will stop them. As we see a pizza delivery guy walk right over, like basically, just like in a lot of Turtles fashion, he's following these instructions. All the while a news report explaining, Powers Industrial, Powers that's from both Scott Snyder's run during the Super Heavy where James Gordon was Batman, but as also a before shouting down the line for Batman Beyond, I'm certain. Is explaining how is reporting a mass break-in at the Research and Development Laboratory in Park Row. Missing is the prototype for an experimental generator valued at nearly $800 million. This is the fourth attack on a major research facility in Gotham City since the abduction of Dr. Naveen Khan. As this pizza guy is basically saying, just go to the lamppost, as he then leaves it on the street. Yeah, then the guy just leaves it and heads off as the turtles try to reach to grab it. They can't reach it with their hands, so Raph uses his side to scoot it over and they pull it in. As meanwhile, in the Batcave, Alfred shows up and wondering where he is. He's explaining how he's gone over the injuries of the survivors of the last four attack, and the bruising is consistent with the general form of ninjutsu. And yeah, those were the Foot Clan, because clearly it's when Alfred asked the League of Assassins, perhaps the League has and uses many forms of martial arts. Fighting styles from every corner of the world. This clan is more specialized, and they don't want to be seen. Isn't that rather the point of a ninja? And Yeah, then Batman points out how Ra's would have made a play against him by now. This isn't an attack on the city. This is more deliberate. This is somehow new, and there are metahumans involved, some kind of monstrous creatures, not knowing what they are. But hold on. But yeah, when Batman says basically something dangerous, Alfred's the one who point out, we wouldn't know anything about that, would we? We're not having this argument again, Alfred. It's hardly an argument, sir, merely an observation. Alfred, it's 1 week after the anniversary of your parents' murder. Every year at precisely this time, you throw yourself into a little pet project. I'm still trying to get the scorch moths off the cave wall from the flamethrower debacle last year. The Intimidator suit is more than a pet project, Alfred. Of course. And if you had enlisted Lucius Fox help, perhaps you would have finished. I don't need help on this. Of course not. I suppose you still haven't considered calling young Master Damien back from his mission abroad. He's doing important work. Forgive me, sir, but this week in particular, I think you should be with your family. We're not discussing this any further, Alfred. There's work that needs to be done. There should have been a call from the GCPD. There was. The Wayne Enterprise R&D has been assigned 10 patrol cars this evening for added security. Call them back and respectively decline. And I suppose I should tell them our company's namesake and president would rather the strange ninjas and their monstrous associates attack so that he might punch them in a Batman costume. You'll figure it out. I'm taking the car. I love interactions with Alfred and Batman like that. And James Tynion, he's gotten to be one of the guys who's really nailed it. As we see, Killer Croc is somehow keeps following Batman. He paid $80,000 for this device to track him down, and or tracking the Batmobile down. And while basically showing that he's trying to show that Killer Croc's bronze and no brains. Well, there's wrong. And he's basically trying to, he's realizing, Batman's going to be at the GC and at the labs. And which one has the least protection? Wayne R&D, not knowing, of course, that Batman's doing that intensive, of course. So they think, let's go rob the place. As they make their way into the sewers and, they end up stumbling across, while they're there, some area that makes it look like a teenager's bedroom. There's warm pizza, they find a whole bunch of video games, and one of them smashes it. It's Death Laser Pony Racers. And Mikey, no, my pony racers! Hush, as Crockett and the others continue through. As we're then seeing the scientists continue to work in the Wayne R&D, when all of a sudden they're about to take out the scientists, but they're holograms as Batman shows up and basically says, I'm curious. What kind of clan of ninjas? One was an experimental signal amplifier. Everything else, and basically points out, he points out how everything that was in this lab you could have taken from one of the labs they've already hit. He wants answers. And at the same time, I tell you what, Croc's still in the lair as, the Turtles come in and they attack as well. And making their first appearance, but nothing dramatic, because we already saw them earlier. And Mikey's totally spooky. One guy saying, "We're aliens, brah. Spooky aliens." Mikey, we're not aliens, Mikey. Well, I guess it depends on how you define alien. I mean, we're definitely not from this world, but we're not from outer space. As Croc is charging at them. But then the Turtles all gang up on him. This is for my pony racers. Again, Tynion really nails the Turtles' voices very well. As Batman's taking out so many of the Foot Clan soldiers and tell me what you want. We are the Foot Clan. We're trying to get home. Where are the metahumans? The Turtles? They're not. As a ninja star hits them and we see the Shredder. This is not your battle, warrior. Our secret will remain hidden. Leave us be and your city will be safe. Cross us and you will burn with the rest of your people. And he throws a smoke grenade and takes off. Batman wondering, Turtles? not getting what they mean. And it's Raph and then starts chewing up saying, now we gotta find a new hideout. And you think the Foot just waited for us? They slipped right through our fingers at the Powers Lab, and now who knows when we'll get back on their trail. And, well, they're basically trying to figure out what to do, how to get out of there. And Raph, again, is like, who knows what could have happened to April or Casey by now. You see Mikey's all upset about the video game, and Raph's like, see, even Mikey's upset. Yeah, trying to use Mikey's worried as far as video games as making your point is not helping your cause, Raph. As Donnie's trying to assure him, like, we'll find you a new game, Mikey. It won't be the same. They won't love me like these pony racers did. Mikey. But Splinter shows up. You have done well, children. But Raphael is right. This place is not safe for us anymore. And they start making their way up. And when they do, they find the Batmobile. But standing up above is the Batman and Turtles. And that's where we end the first issue. And you already tell I'm going to have a lot to say about just these 6 issues right now. So it's a good thing I'm actually splitting these up. Otherwise, I'd probably be here for like 3 hours or 3.5 hours for all we know. As we open up the second issue, of which I have the black and white variant because my store already sold out and this was the only one they could get. I'm usually going to get the regular covers, but what are you going to do? As Mikey runs in, or I guess he got knocked into a pizza restaurant. Everybody run! There's a crazy guy in a bat suit trying to kill us. I know, right? Real spooky stuff. Hey, do those have anchovies? Rope wraps around him. Crud pulls him out. Nice of you to join us, Mikey. I was trying to protect the citizens, man. The citizens. This guy's fighting on a whole other level. We need to strike him together. Overwhelm him. You're welcome to try. Again, I just love this interaction with the Turtles. Batman, he does a great job dealing with the Turtles. Even when they're working together as a team, which in the very first Turtles comic is how they were able to defeat the Shredder, Batman knows how to deal with them. But Raph is actually starting to get in. What? You think some dumb Halloween costume and you think you can shock us? No, that's what the car's for. As he sends out a taser from the Batmobile and zaps and Raph. As Mikey comes in and think fast! Batman counters. Whoa, you saw fast! Again, perfectly getting the characters. Who's next? As Donnie comes in, but he does, and Batman uses the nunchucks because he's grabbed a nunchuck in a side and counters Donnie, and using the other side to deflect against Leonardo, breaking one of the swords. And Leo decides to continue on fighting him as Batman thinks he's responsible for the break-in. Like, look, I don't know who you think you are, but you need to back the hell away from my brothers. The break-in of Powers. You were there. You were a part of it. We were trying to stop it as Splinter jumps in. Enough! As, well, you then start to see the Batman's ready to deal with Splinter. A rat? What is truly stranger? An animal that acts like a man, or a man who acts like an animal? As they continue on fighting, and, well, similar to the Shredder, and the Shredder, Splinter throws a smoke grenade and they get out of there. As, well, the Turtles are now, looks like in an arcade place. As, well, this is the first time they actually finally find out that the 2 weeks they've been here about the Batman. And I love how Donnie's like, hey, just be glad I found an internet cafe with a back door that's easy to jimmy open. There's a lot of interesting differences between this world and ours. I got distracted. There are different movie stars, different countries, heck, different elements. As Mikey, of course, is geeking out saying, that guy was totally awesome. Unless he's a bad dude, in which case he's at least 40% less awesome. Or does that secretly make him more awesome? And he starts to calculate, I'm going to have to make some charts. I know, well, Raph is still being the hard ass. Of course he is. So he's a nut in a Dracula costume who punches clowns. What's the big deal? Dracula costume? What Dracula costume movie are you watching? Don't pick apart everything I say. Well, maybe if you start making more coherent references. Again, perfectly nailing the characters. As Raph is just completely just pissed off. As he's starting to ask the obvious question of, what happens if Shredder and the Foot Clan manage to open that portal and we're not there? We're just going to be stuck in this city forever. Away from April, away from Casey, away from whatever the hell Krang is getting up to now that he's got both us and the Shredder out of the way. This guy was the pointy ears. He's just a distraction from us doing what we need to do. So stop getting comfortable with this place. Stop worshiping some weirdo in a costume who just kicked all of our butts. As well. Yeah, I love this. Like, does somebody need a hug? Or a pizza? Or a pizza hug? What the hell is a pizza hug? Trust me, you do not want to find that out. Yeah, I don't want to know either. And Batman, Raph, of course, is asking like, Leo, what do you think? I've never fought someone like him. Shredder, maybe, but it was different. He was testing us, avoiding lethal blows. He wanted to figure us out. He was fighting like a detective. I never seen anything like it. As we see Raph and Mikey has made a chart. Actually, not that bad of a chart. And he's actually like, awesome. Rat suit. Little bat throwy things. Capes. Electric car. Not awesome. Kicked our butts. Mean voice. Stole Raph's size. Okay, that's definitely going in the awesome side of the chart. As well, now, in the IDW version, the way this works was the Turtles and Splinter were reincarnations of a father and his sons. So when they call Splinter father, that's why. As we're then seeing that Bruce is studying the Psi, and through that, he's actually able to, with Lucius, and he's able to figure something out. They're dealing with beings from another world, and the radioactive qualities are strange and quite fake, but they match the hypothetical qualities of a transdimensional object, defined by the kidnapped scientist, Dr. Naveen Khan. And, well, basically as they're looking at it, they say the object is transmuting into our universe's version of steel, and is in a state of radioactive imbalance during the transition. The blood is equally fascinating, basically pointing out how there's the mutagen that does not exist in their universe, and seems to be struggling to exist and becoming inert. In other words, the Turtles are basically, if they stay in this universe any longer, the mutagen will become inert, and they will revert back to normal. Yeah. Shredder and the others don't have to worry about that, but the Turtles and Splinter do. So they are on the clock. As they're basically trying to figure out what to do, as, well, basically, Lucius explains everything, how all of these components with a man of the intelligence of Dr. Khan could be able to make a portal of such magnitude. And basically, one of them is in Central City under a false label, as Bruce suggested they send it there. And yeah, basically they decide, he decides to head on out as he contacts Alfred. And, well, basically they're trying to figure out, hold on. Yeah, they're trying to figure out about the stolen engine. And it turns out there was one missing 6 months ago, but the report was stricken. There's no tracking at all. As basically he decides to try and figure out where the next lead is, as Splinter sneaks his way in. As we see the Shredder talking over with the Penguin, basically making a deal of sorts, as they're trying to utilize and it turns out they brought a whole lot of mutagen with them, it looks like. Not mutagen, hold on. Can't seem to see what they're loading up yet. But yeah, when Penguin, it's the research engine. My bad. And basically that's his men say, the bird said you'd have the money and cash. I don't see any money. There is no money. What? This isn't some kind of trick. Kill them. Kill them all. Your men have already been disposed of. What about our men? You don't know who you're dealing with here. As the Shredder walks forward. I don't care. I love Shredder when he's a badass like this. As much as I love the 80s Shredder, I love him for nostalgia, but I've always preferred a more badass Shredder, like the 2003 Shredder, the original comic Shredder, and the first Nickelodeon series, and this Shredder. All when I am badass. As well, you then see him threatening the Penguin, but then Penguin basically tries to make him a deal, and which basically makes the Shredder feel like you may prove amusing a little while longer. As well as point out there's no signs of the turtle or the rat, to which Shredder feels that's a pity. As the turtles are making their way, crawling their way through until they make their way into the Batcave. Okay, guys. If I'm dreaming, nobody's allowed to pinch me until I get to play on with that dinosaur. Wow, this is going to be a long one. As we get into issue 3, as we're seeing again, the Shredders continuing to make deals with the Penguin. And basically they're explaining how the engineers are working with their scientists. Basically they're trying to make a portal to get home. And if they leave the turtles behind, who cares? As they continue to make more deals, saying, we will keep the portal open. I see no reason I can't rule 2 cities. Nice. I will gather the resources and the rest of my men back home and return here. And like, if you have a problem with my plans, Birdman, I am happy to end our partnership earlier than scheduled. You belong to the Foot Clan now. Do not forget it. Again, I love when Shredder's like this. As we cut to Dr. Khan, who hasn't slept in 4 days. As he's basically pulling him, and he's basically, Khan just feels like he keeps changing the damn plans. If he keeps that portal open, it will destabilize all reality. Oh boy. As all of a sudden a smoke grenade is thrown in, as Batman, Batman basically is saying, like, you can't do this alone. Who says I was alone? As we then see the Shredders look at the portal, feeling this will be the beginning of a new era. As they're waiting, they're waiting on Dr. Khan, but Shredder realizes something's wrong. And, well, all of a sudden the Penguin thinks, there's a they're hearing a whole lot of a ruckus. As the Penguin, it's the damn bat. There are too many of them. This is the Redditors Turtles. Sorry to disappoint, Shredhead, but this here is a totally awesome team-up. You know what? I should have put that in my thumbnail instead. How? As we cut to 2 hours earlier, as Bruce is still looking over everything, trying to figure out exactly what to do, where to go, and trying to find these mutants. And yes, they make references to 0 year monk. Other things, until it's pointed out how there's a whole lot of power being funneled through Iceberg Lounge. He wanted to know what he was facing before he headed in. In other words, so he wanted to ask the Turtles about all that. But then Alfred points out how there's already someone down in the Batcave. As we see Mikey riding on the dinosaur. Of course he would. And Michelangelo, we must not disrespect the belongings of a man whose help we are seeking. Can't I disrespect him just a little bit longer? No. Well, somebody should probably get the memo to Donnie over there. It's Donnie. It's like, is this what love feels like? I'm pretty sure this is what love feels like. Again, nailing it. This is exactly what I think the Turtles would do. And you see Mikey, Raph, and Leo walking through some of the trophies of old costumes. As Raph, again, still being the hard ass, thinking that Batman's a crazy person dressing up like that. And it's like, you're wearing a mask. It's different. We're living up to a tradition. And this guy, do you think he understands what's at stake for us? In other words, Raph thinks that this guy's crazy. He's not going to help us. He doesn't know what we're up against. But then there's Batman as he tosses Raph into the Batmobile. And, well, he's asking him, how did you get down here? And, yeah, Donnie's trying to be more of the Weasel and like, okay, I get the sense that you're not entirely in the mood for constructive criticism. I need answers now to everything. Splinter's the one who first speaks up. You are playing a game of deception, Bruce Wayne. How? You know much more than you pretend. You are attempting to trick us into revealing more, showing our hand. Such tricks are not necessary. Tell us what you know. Like, Splinter is so perfect about it. I know what's important. You are from another world. You follow the way of the ninja. But that doesn't explain how you learned my identity. You have deduced much about us, but do not underestimate this old rat's skill. I am quite capable of trailing a man in a batsuit back to his company's laboratory unnoticed. As he basically explains everything about them. Their backstory, everything about the Foot Clan, and with Shredder leading them, how they had a big battle and they were on the verge of victory when a transdimensional being known as Krang, and both sides have had to deal with, teleported them so he can deal with his own plans. And basically, when they emerged here, they discovered Shredder's planets. Basically, make a portal to lead them back home, and give him a chance to overcome Krang, and take the power he believes should be his. But in doing so, he plans on stranding us there. And, well, of course, the whole mutagen will become a nerd as Alfred shows up with a shotgun. Oh man, you got a robot dinosaur and a robot British dude? I assure you, why I'm not a robot. I have a particularly good recipe upstairs for turtle stew. And, well, basically Batman believes already that they'll be able to make their way in. And, the machines have to go on, so, like, we'll get you home tonight. And Mike even tried to tell Raph, I told you he's freaking awesome. Raph does not believe it. We'll see about it. And we're back to the present where we opened up as they're all fighting and just dealing with them. Shredder, face us! Yeah, man, what's it? You already figured out you've lost or something? I haven't lost. As well, Shredder, he blows up the portal. He'd rather strand them there than let them use it. As then, Dr. Khan, well, his head blew up from a subdermal bomb implanted. Turns out Shredder, yeah, I presume that your associate outside is telling you that the only man capable of rebuilding the machine is dead. The way the people of this city fear you, I expected more, Batman. And you will not get away with this, Orokusaki. You finally show yourself, Hamato Yoshi. I hope I will get to see you again one more time before the end, when there's just a glimmer of sentience behind your eyes, before the mutagen wears off. Just so you understand what is happening when I crush your rat spine beneath my heel. Again, just so well handled. As Raph jumps in, he is just on a rampage, and Shredder strikes him down. As a helicopter pulls the Shredder away, as Raph has an artery cut. As they're trying to figure out what to do, Mikey is just freaking out. Everyone is just upset. As Shredder makes his way in, pointing out how their number is depleted, but no matter, they will build again. There's no going home now. They will have, and all that's left is building an empire here. But once he gets on board, we find out that Ra's al Ghul has taken and is up on the plane, having taken out his men. And he has a proposition for the Shredder. Oh boy, the Shredder and Ra's, that's not good. As we get into issue 4, as we're then seeing in Arkham, some of these foot soldiers are trying to, one of them, I forget her name right now, but she was a woman that was introduced around the time of, and right around the time before and the end game with the Joker storyline happened. Although she ended up, things didn't go well for her, I'll just say, and I'm pretty sure that's her. Dr. Zahir. As well, there's the Joker, which tells me that, yeah, this is a separate continuity altogether because Joker coming about, yeah, given how things ended in the end game for her, there's no way this could fit in. But basically the Joker is just laughing and, yeah, just taunting her and everything. Basically, tell me secrets, because I'm ready for the big party. As well, Joker just keeps on laughing and laughing. And, well, yeah, and Zahir feels like, this is all bad news. She can feel it. As we then see, Alfred is picking up a whole bunch of pizzas as he makes his way, about to make his way downstairs when Mikey starts skateboarding down the railings. Cowabunga! Knocking all the pizza out of Alfred's hand. Alfred never had to deal with anything like this. As down below, we see Batman and Leo are sparring. As Splinter is trying to explain, his costume is designed to intimidate you, but he is just a man. Do not let him get the upper hand. And Batman and Leo continue on sparring. The fight goes on very well. Splinter keeps on giving him some more points. And I love it. Watch your footwork. He is pushing you faster than you think. His footwork looks fine to me. I was not speaking to Leonardo, Batman. As Leo actually gets him and tosses him. I was distracted. Yeah, keep telling yourself that. As we see Donnie is just loving all the 3D tech of the Batcave computers. Everyone is just, well, trying to make do as they're trying to, Batman's having the Justice League figure out how things to get their way home or whatever. Donnie's been going back and forth with Cyborg, trying to figure out they can't find Shredder anywhere. And I love how we see Alfred. No, young man, I am keeping the skateboard until you learn not to use it in the house. Dude, come on! And again, it's just, and calling me dude is not helping your case, young Master Michelangelo. Come on, old Master Alfred. That is not how that works. Apparently, we get all the pieces straightened out. And, basically, again, the Turtles are, they basically ask, like, dude, you're not fine unless you have a delicious, gooey piece of pepperoni pizza. It is a delicacy that bridges all men, turtle, and bat. As Batman actually takes the bit, like, I am certainly not the one cleaning the grease off your suit. I'll say that much. It's good. But then, Raph, he just snaps. Basically feeling like, well, obviously, like, what are you doing, guys? We're on death's door, Dale, and we're dying, and did that slip your own mind? And I can't freaking stand this. As he just chews them out. And basically, you're having a pizza party? Are you kidding me? And he's just like, stop pretending he's not the whole reason we're in this mess. I see through that dumb cape and cowl, Batman. You want to know what you are? You're just a thrill seeker. You're just some rich guy who puts on the costume and punches bad guys because it seems like fun. And you choose this life. We didn't and didn't. We became what we needed to become to survive. We tried Fredder because if we didn't, he'd have us killed in our sleep. But you don't care about any of that, do you? That's why you failed. If we hadn't listened to you, we could have snuck into that base and gone home by now. Shut the whole thing down from the other side. We wouldn't be stuck here. We wouldn't have this death sentence over our heads, and for some idiotic reason, they don't see it. They think you're the hero. Oh, you pretend to be. But I see the truth. I see a selfish little rich kid doing all this for kicks. And that's not someone I'm going to put my face in. I'm not spending another damn minute in this cave. I'm done. Count me out. I'm going to go actually work on saving our lives. I'm getting us home. Damn. That is so rare, but good lord. Just that chewing out. Yeah, as we see, Raish is helping the Shredder out, and he's already becoming impatient. Wow, that's not lasting long. As Shredder realizes that there was a frequency of their home dimension being pinpointed, and while they can't duplicate the device to open a portal, they can be able to use it and as a pinpoint as a receiver. And what is coming through? Well, Shredder's already figured the only ones that would come through are someone that wouldn't be coming to aid the Shredder, but aid the Turtles. Given the Turtles' predicament and the scientists on the other side, well, the portal opens and we see a few certain sports weapons whacking a bunch of the Foot Clan as Casey Jones comes through with a whole bunch of the mutagen, hoping to help the Turtles at least renew themselves a little bit. As we then see Raph in his trench coat. Where do you get that from? Who knows? But Batman pulls up, and basically he wants to explain everything to him. And he won't. He basically said, like, I won't tell your brothers I spoke to you. Please come in. And well, Raph follows him as we see the Turtles are basically worried about an energy signal, some kind of transdimensional energy. Batman was able to pick up, and there's a huge flux. As they realize they need to get to the city fast. Batman's taking the Batmobile. Of course, point out one of the Batmobile. Alfred tries to tell him no, but they're not listening. As we see Bruce leaves, and Batman leads Raph to Crime Alley. As he reveals that this is where his parents died. Shot right in front of him. He was 8 years old. And Raph is completely like, I'm sorry. But Batman explains, I didn't take you here to guilt you. I want you to understand, the worst thing imaginable happened right in front of my eyes when I was just a child, and all the rules of the world were broken. It took me decades to pull myself together into something new, something strong, a man who could overcome what happened to him, but also a man who could work tirelessly to make sure that what happened to him would never happen to another family. It is selfish in a way, I'll grant you that. but it's what I can, and it's what I can do. And I need to do something. I need to do it for them. Here I stand, and here I see a family being ripped apart by impossible science and dark intent. I won't let it happen. I can't let it. So please, help me save you and your family. And as Alfred reveals about they pick up a trans-dimensional reading, and the Turtles are en route. And, well, basically, when he points out how you won't be thrilled by their mode of transportation, but Batman says we have work to do, and Raph is finally accepting it. As we see the Turtles drive the Batmobile, I just noticed it's the one from the anime series right in through the, these are the anime series or the first movie, right through. And I love Downey. Oh God, Batman is going to kill me. And they see Casey, they run over, and he explains everything. They basically had taken, they have a whole bunch of pure mutagen, fine canisters of the stuff. You wouldn't believe what I had to do to get in the first place. And, well, Casey has no idea where they took him, but he heard one word. Arkham Asylum. Oh, shit. As we get into issue 5, as we see Batman shows up with Gordon. Basically, he asks him, tell me what happened. As we see the Turtles are showing up, and of course. Okay, I love Gordon. Just close your eyes and think about retirement. Somewhere warm where the giant turtles don't talk. Jim, they're friends. So that's what friends look like, do they? Barbara keeps telling me I should make a few, but I think I might pass. As he basically explains how Jeremiah Arkham was pinned against the gate with 4 katanas a few hours ago. He said that the assignment was no longer under his control. As he explains how everyone is armed to the teeth, and well, the Penguin shows up, basically saying how the Shredder is building an army to burn Gotham to the city. And well, he doesn't want to see it. He's taking everything from him, and he guarantees he doesn't not want to face what he can do with the resources, with Penguin's resources. And basically, he's like, when Donnie and Leo says, "Why should we listen to you?" And Penguin admits, I'm not happy about it, but I'm putting myself on the line by lying to the Shredder like this. If he suspects anything, there's no telling me what he'll do. And basically saying, like, I'm here to help you stop this maniac and his new partner. Basically revealing the League of Assassins. Oh boy, as they basically realizing there's a whole bunch of massive casualties. Batman and the others decide to head on over there, and I love this. Batman, who is that? Who is this? Ra's al Ghul. He's one of the most dangerous men on the planet. But so am I. As now we're starting to see some of the effects as Leo collapses. The mutagen is starting to wear off. As they're all worried about what to do. But they make their way back to the Batcave as, well, we see Donnie and Mikey are playing games. Hold on. Oh, it was just Raph and Leo that went. Sorry. And yeah, Casey's there, and it's like, what have you been getting? So this is what you've been getting up to. I rushed to another freaking universe to save you, punks, and you're all playing video games in a weird game with a dinosaur? I know, right? Isn't it amazing? As well, he's basically saying, Harold. No, not that Harold, not the DC Harold, but basically he's trying to bring it into them, saying, I don't think you know how serious it is. Where are the others? They're out on a secret bat mission doing secret bat things. Mikey, come on. As when they're saying, this is important, they are interrupted by Damien showing up. First on the list, and tell me who you are and what you're doing in my cave. Your cave? Who the hell are you? Your worst nightmare. As Damien lands, and I love, like, what are you, 5 years old? Knocks him aside, and, well, Damien starts to kick the Turtles' asses. Pretty good. And it's, I love this. Did you just wire my cue box into the computer? Basically, yeah, Damien's not having any of it. But then Batman shows up with Leo. As Batman tells Damien to stand down. As they ask him what's wrong with him. As they're trying to, Oh, I love this song. This is just what Harold said would happen. Harold? Does he happen to have a hunchback or something? Okay, I'm sorry, I'm gonna resist. As yeah, basically the whole thing again. Basically, the whole notion of they're starting to revert back to normal, but then turns out there is a way to get them back. Basically saying how there's a slingshot. If they're able to use these devices, it'll end up pinpointing them and sending them back. It'll be weeks before they could try another mission, and by then, well, yeah, it'd be too much. But Leo feels like we need to stop the Shredder. We need to bring the Shredder back. But yeah, they're Batman and Batman's deciding he and Damian should head on out there. They can handle it all. They faced worse before. Damian is like, I was just speaking in private. Damian, this isn't the time for that. Fine. I've been overseas tracking the movement of the League of Assassins. They are converging here in Gotham. How long do we have? Hours. As well, then they realize they need to get to Arkham fast. Splinter tries to tell him, do not underestimate the Shredder. And Batman says, I won't. But Splinter even says, you already have. Your son here has told you of a coming army. You believe that this Ra's al Ghul plots a double cross. Why else would he bring his forces here other than to take down Shredder and reap the rewards of his conquest? But you don't see the double cross coming from the Shredder himself. You don't know the lengths to which he would go in order to win. As well, he's deciding to use the Intimidator suit. He's asked to bring it out. And Batman says, he hasn't had time to perfect it. We'll be fine as they are. As Raph and Batman shake hands and Mikey gives them a big hug as they're all ready to go. And I love it. Alfred, give them anything they need. Get them home safe. As well, when Damien asks, what about the car? They're not taking the car. They take the plane instead. As they drop on down and into Arkham, making their way through as you've seen a nice little father-son moment between them. Alfred called. He said that the anniversary of your parents' murder is just in a few days. I hadn't realized. I had meant to be home. You're home now, and we have work to do. And then Penguin is there, and basically it turns out Shredder found out. The Penguin said, if I was so eager to give a secret to the enemy, I should be the first to face his process, and the one who you would have to face first in my new form. As turns out, the Penguin is, now a penguin. Turns out they've used the mutagen on everyone in Arkham, mutating them all. As we see, the Scarecrow's a crow. Poison Ivy's a praying mantis. Okay. Two-Face is a baboon. Joker's a cobra. Riddler's a fox. Of course, Mad Hatter's a hare. Mr. Freeze is a polar bear. Bane is an elephant. Scarecrow is a parrot. Okay. And, that's all. And, of course, Penguin's a penguin. And that's all we see at the moment, but we'll see others as we go into the final issue. That is an awesome, crazy, balls-to-the-wall idea. As, of course, let's go into the last issue starting up as we see Harley's a hyena. Yeah, that makes sense. As Bane is grabbing onto them. I don't care for your villain's makeover. Take it up with your grandfather. I love when Batman feels, got a little jokiness. As Bane is ready to strangle him, but Batman throws these glow-in-the-dark batarangs. As Harley comes in, but basically, Damian knocks him as they are ready, they start fighting them all off. Again, they're all trying to team up on them. As we're then seeing, everything that's going on. As Alfred's trying to ask what's going on, but it turns out, all of his enemies are killing him. Casey says the machine is ready to go. But trying to say he's a superhero. He's got this. Leo's starting to feel woozy, but and Casey's still trying to talk sense into him. Like, we need to get you home. But then Raph is now starting to say, Look, Casey, you're talking about a man who spent the last week giving everything he has to help us. A room and who just walked in, a man who just walked in a room full of his worst villains. Villains powered from a dangerous mutagen from our world, by the way. Stuff that's only here because of us. Now he might die because of the problem we left behind. And yeah, I'm thinking about the man who told me that he spent his entire life protecting family like ours because he lost his own. As well, Casey's ready to go off on his own. As we see, I just love it how Raph is actually ready, standing up for Batman now. Nice turnaround, but it was a gradual one. As we're then seeing turns out Freeze and Ivy have sealed up Batman. As Alfred and Damian's trying to get him out there. Robin, you know what to do. I can't leave you like this, Father. You can't let them leave. Leave this facility. Don't worry about me. Go now. As he calls for Raish to show himself. And he does. And Shredder tries, and Batman tries to warn Shredder. Shredder, he's double-crossed you. And an army of assassins is en route to Gotham. He'll take control. Take you out. All according to our machinations, Batman. You continue to underestimate me, Detective. It's hard to believe I once thought you had it in you to replace me. I am not above collaboration when I find a like-minded ally. I have lived for hundreds of years. I know how to play a larger scheme. Gotham has scarred the world for too long. It's time to remove it from the picture. The League of Assassins, the Foot Clan, will reign and our terror on every major city around the globe, using this magnificent mutagen to transform each city's enemies into unstoppable beasts of nature. And then the true natural order of the world will assert itself, and we will hold the reins. As Shredder walks up to him, as he mentioned how he shares Raish's disappointment. I thought I might end your pain myself, but it is beneath me. But there's one who's eager to take the job for himself. As the Joker's there. Oh, it turned out he's a Cobra. Yeah, he wanted to sink his venom into him. Okay, that actually makes it a bit funny. As, we then see that the Joker's ready to just bite him. Raph shows up to help him, as all the turtles have shown up. As, Batman says, you should have been gone. We couldn't leave you behind, Batman. This is our mess. We're going to clean it up. But that means, because it turns out, they missed their one chance to get back. As, and Downey's trying to get him out there, saying, I need to face the Shredder. I might be able to help with that. We brought along something for the ride. Barely fit in the car. We're seeing Mikey. Mikey, runs up to to Mr. Freeze, grabs him, and starts using him to freeze Poison Ivy. Wow, that was cold. And then he knocks him out as Splinter and Shredder tries to tell Raish, we must nip this in the bud. They must die, and quickly. I wholeheartedly agree. As Batman shows up in the Intimidator armor, as he and the Shredder start to fight. And Splinter continues to fight. He takes Harley's hammer and starts using it on a bunch of the enemies. And as Ray starts to say, you can't fight us both, Batman. He doesn't have to, as Leo and the Turtles come in, as he's ready to fight them. Batman sends children to fight his battles. It is time another died to show him his folly. Ouch. As Batman and the Shredder continue on fighting, as Batman takes off one of the Shredder's blades, as the Shredder starts to win, it seems starts to win, as also Raish seems to be starting to win as well, and he's just Raish is just really seeming to be too much to handle, as Batman when Shredder asks, you want me to see your eyes? Batman responds, no, I want you in the right position. As he uses the Intimidator armor to zap Shredder right off of him. As all the Turtles then get closer and attack together, knocking out Raish. As Batman and Shredder go in for one more fight, as they just keep on trading blows more and more and more. As Batman knocks off the Shredder's helmet. The Shredder says, my soldiers, my weapons, bring them down. Splinter, I'm afraid they are resting. I recommend you follow suit as he knocks the Shredder out, and Rage is completely panicked. No, I would not let this happen. Assassins, take your positions. I need you to overwhelm the asylum now. As Damien arrives saying, that won't be happening, grandfather. I disarmed your men and led the GCPD to apprehend them. This battle is over. As, once again, using this case a flashbang, the Rage gets out of there. Damien explains he'll be out of the country within 20 minutes. It's not worth the rat chase. No offense. None taken, young man. As well, it's decided to, well, at first they say where you will take him to your prison where you have to answer to his crime. And while they're trying to figure out how to get home, well, first off, Funny says you will take him home, the Shredder back to your prison. That doesn't happen. Not exactly. As, well, the portal opens and we see Casey and April are there. When Casey got back, they got work right away. Harold and they've been looking at a lock on the frequency and knowing they'd be able to trace a huge amount of mutagen and help pinpoint their location. And Harold had said that his portal would either send them spiraling into an eternal abyss of never-ending pain and terror, or they end up right in the middle of whatever mess they were in. Cute. Saying they don't have long left. They have 20 minutes left until the whole system short circuits. Casey, of course, oh man, I totally missed the fight, didn't I? Trust me, man, it was weird. As they decide to leave, and everyone says their farewells. As Batman even says, I owe you my life. As they're ready to go, Raph takes off his mask and gives it to Batman. And I love how he says, I know you lost your family way back when, but you got a hell of a good one now. I'm glad that I got to meet you. If you ever come around our place, you have another. Hear that from Raph says a lot. As we then cut back, hours later, the scientists are backing their claims. Seems like the whole zoo is turning back to normal in the next week or so. Whatever Arkham considers normal. Argus has basically arrived and taken care of everyone. They've decided, they've realized, the Turtles should be back home. Gotham returned to normal. It's the day of the anniversary of his parents' deaths. And Damien's offered to leave. He takes to do this alone, but Batman says he'd like him to stay. As I love how Alfred tries to say, perhaps we could put on some old family videos. See young Master Bruce waddling around in his pre-costume days. Damien instead points out he saw some flaws in the Intimidator suit. Perhaps they could go over the schematics together. To which to which Bruce says, I like that. Alfred's like, why do I even bother? As we end with a shot on Raphael's mask. So, that was the first Batman Turtles crossover, and good lord, prove it that it's a good thing I'm splitting this up, because this is still long enough as it is. I'm going to have to split this in half. But, yeah, it's pretty damn awesome, and James Tynion really gets the voices of both characters. You can tell he's a fan. He just really nails it. Every character feels like they should. Raph feels just like Raph. And I love it, again, there's character growth, the villains, everything flowed organically, naturally. Everything just made sense for as batshit crazy as this was. And the artwork by Freddie E. Williams is amazing. I cannot recommend it enough. There's a reason why this became a trilogy. And plus with an additional story, which that's what we'll be getting into next time. As next one, we're not going to do the second one yet. Instead, we'll be doing the Batman Ninja Turtles Adventures, where we see the crossover of Batman the Animated Series with the first Nickelodeon Ninja Turtles show. So, and this is pretty balls to the walls, insane as well, but also in a weird way kind of parallels somewhat with what we see the mainstream crossover doing. So until then, this is StarCraft, and well, I might not begin to that right away, because probably by the time you'll be seeing this, I'll either be the next day or I will be celebrating at Motor City Comic Con, and Who knows? Maybe I might meet some people up there, other people out there. I'm definitely meeting Jim Lee, and who knows what our surprises will show up. But until then, I'll catch you guys all later, and cowabunga!